Who are the 7 princes of hell, the 7 most powerful demons? What do they offer to the people brave enough to summon them? Welcome to our channel. Today, we'll dive into the dark side of magic. I begin this clip with the warning that practicing black magic is a complicated and dangerous thing. Do not do it if you're not well prepared. Don't do it if you're not sure you know what you're getting into. And above all, don't do it at home. But if you're curious, then let's begin the story of the 7 princes of hell. The subject of the 7 princes of hell has been as much debated as that of the 7 archangels. After all, good cannot exist without evil, and without darkness we can't appreciate the light. So, where can we find information about demons and their hierarchy? We begin with the Bible and the Gospels. From this passage of Revelations, we understand that the devil or Satan, along with the demons that followed him, are already on earth and are among us. This is evidenced by the thousands of cases of demonic possessions and exorcisms, many of which are well documented and have become part of modern culture, with movies such as The Exorcism of Emily Rose as an example. There are many sources outside the Bible that attempt to define demons and give instructions on how to bind or banish them. First is arguably the most famous book on demonology, The Lesser Key of Solomon. It defines the title of each chief demon as well as the number of demons that serve him. Each of the demons can be found along with their sigil and an explanation of what they can offer you when summoned and bound. There are some interesting benefits though, such as finding lost treasures or reading the minds of people. Now, we won't discuss if everything written in this book is true, but what I will do is repeat my warning. Even though summoning a demon to help you with a specific task seems interesting, and using their sigil makes it quite easy for you to do, please don't do it if you're not well prepared, informed, and confident in what you're doing. Do not do such things in an apartment building, because once summoned, this sort of black energy may be very hard or nearly impossible to banish. What does summoning demons have to do with one of the wisest rulers from the past? It's said that Archangel Michael gave Solomon a magical ring to help him command demons, enabling him to build his temple in Jerusalem. We can find this in the Testament of Solomon, which is said to have been written by Solomon himself. It gives us insight into the period in which Solomon's temple was built. In the beginning of the Testament of Solomon, the author tells us the story of how Solomon received the seal of God. While the temple of the city of Jerusalem was being built, King Solomon noticed that his chief divisor's son, who was a little boy, was growing thinner and weaker with each passing day, even though he was given double wages and a double supply of food. When asked, the boy told Solomon that each night after sunset, when he lies to rest, one of the evil demons, or Nias, comes and takes half of his pay and half of his food. Then he also takes his right hand and sucks his thumb, draining his energy. When Solomon heard this, he entered the temple of God and prayed with all his soul, night and day, wishing that the demon be delivered into his hand so he can gain authority over him. It came about through his prayer that God sent Archangel Michael to Solomon, giving him a small ring with a seal consisting of an engraved stone. Solomon was told that with this gift he can lock up all the demons of the earth, male and female, and with their help build up the temple of Jerusalem. Solomon was overjoyed and praised God. He called the boy, gave him the ring, and instructed him to wait until the demon comes again, and then throw it at his chest to bind his will. As expected, the fierce demon came once more. The boy threw the ring at Ornias, which bound his will, allowing himself to be brought to Solomon. Thanks to this magical ring, Solomon gained control over the demons, and starting with Ornias, he questioned them, finding out their names, their stories, how they prey on people, and how they can be avoided. Solomon even managed to make demons work for him, an example being Asmodeus, who he used to help build the famous temple. The second famous book is that of Abramelin, which mentions 4 supreme demons or princes, namely Lucifer, Leviathan, Satan, and Belial, as well as 8 lesser demons. But who are the main demons anyway, and what's their role? We will present to you the version that links 7 demons as masters of the 7 deadly sins. They or their minions must be summoned if you want to use their powers against someone. Satan, formerly known as Samael, the evil one, the adversary, and the devil, is a prominent figure in all Abrahamic religions, though mostly Christianity. He plays various roles in their literature. Satan is described as a snake because he uses the appearance of a snake to tempt Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. He uses this form to tempt Eve to trust him, as both Adam and Eve knew the creatures in the garden, and she didn't have a reason to believe the snake would lie. He was formerly an exalted cherub that acted as heaven's arbiter, only to fall from grace when he accused humanity of bringing corruption and destruction upon God's creation. After he fell, he became an accuser towards the humans, testing their morals and punishing them for giving into their sins. He was Lucifer's trump card during the war in heaven, and prophets see him as having a major role in the apocalypse, prophesied as the great red dragon that will destroy the earth. Lucifer's name actually means light bearer. From Latin, the name Lucifer means morning star, bearer of light. Lucifer was the most beautiful archangel, leader of the seraphim, but he was also the angel who rebelled against God out of pride and was cast out of heaven. According to the Old Testament, when Lucifer was in heaven, he had 6 colossal white as gold wings, said to look as though they were made of light. His clothing was adorned with every precious stone: red carnelian, chrysolite, white moonstone, beryl, onyx, jasper, sapphire, turquoise, and emerald, all beautifully crafted for him and set in the finest gold. However, his wings have shifted into various shades of dark and red during his rebellious stage, and later becoming shades of black when he fully rebelled. His wings were burnt off during his fall. They mutated into giant red and black featherless wings, singed black as coal. Lucifer has a summoning sigil that is very familiar to people who practice magic. Mammon is the demon of greed. In the Bible, this name is a nickname for rich people. They also call him Prince of Greed, Greedy One, the Golden Demon, the Treasurer of Hell, Avaricious Wolf, Lord of the Gambles, Master of the Gambling Houses. So where does his story begin? Mammon's obsession with gold was to the point where he did not even care about Lucifer's rebellion. But due to the fact that he cared more about material wealth than God, he was cast out. He was cast out by the Archangel Gabriel. Mammon is credited as the creator of alchemy, specifically the one who bestowed knowledge to humans regarding the proper alchemical compounds needed to create gold. Mammon's bestowal of such forbidden information and his connection to winnings from gambling make summoning him very popular in today's day and age. Many people mistakenly associate lust with Lilith. The demon of this sin is actually Asmodeus. He is a fallen cherubim. His former form as an angel is Asmodel, the angel of April and patience, and the ruler of Taurus. He joined Lucifer's rebellion against the Lord only to be personally defeated by the Archangel Raphael, but not before he brutally tore out the lion part of his body and cast him out of heaven. As a demon, Asmodeus is just as powerful, but also malevolent. He is against forming marriages, and in the Testament of Solomon, Asmodeus is an evil figure who acts with malevolence towards humans. There is a belief that November is the month in which his power is the greatest. Other demonologists, though, claim that his zodiac sign is Aquarius, but only between the dates of the 30th of January and the 8th of February. In magic, he is used for separating couples and ruining marriages. If you're here, please support our channel by subscribing and clicking the bell icon so you can get notified when we post a new video. It's free and you'll help us be motivated to create more content about the occult. Now let's continue. According to the Satanic Bible, Leviathan represents the element of water and the direction of west, listing it as one of the 4 crown princes of hell. This association was inspired by the demonic hierarchy in the book of the sacred magic of Abramelin the Mage. According to the Bible, Leviathan is not a former angel, but he is actually part of a sea monster that tried to tear off part of the moon and was defeated by an angel Jophiel. It's referenced in several books of the Hebrew Bible, including Psalms, the book of Job, and the book of Isaiah. The Leviathan is often described as an embodiment of chaos, threatening to eat the damned when their lives are over. Christian theologians identified Leviathan as being a demon, and more specifically, one which is the embodiment of the deadly sin envy. Beelzebub means Lord of the Flies. In Hebrew and Jewish literature, the name is translated to mean Lord of Dung or Lord of Filth. Images of Beelzebub portray him as being a fly or a flying insect. Beelzebub is a former seraph turned high-ranking demon. He is considered one of the 7 kings of hell. He oversees the so-called Order of the Fly, and he is connected to the element of air. His subtle and calculative nature is made more impressive by the fact that those who summon him describe him as extremely powerful, sneaky, and very intelligent. Those who are bold enough to do it often warn that he always has an ace up his sleeve. He is often summoned to amass unimaginable riches, often from social media or new technologies. Belphegor, also known as Beelphegor, Belfereth, or Balphegor, is a former angel who was once part of the choir of principalities. During his time in heaven, Belphegor was a friend of Asmodeus and Mammon, though he did not exactly enjoy his heavenly duties. He preferred to laze around in the luxury of heaven, and despite not being part of Lucifer's rebellion, the fact that he refused to join God's side and instead stood idly earned him his punishment. And so he was cast down to hell, transforming him into the archdemon of Sloth. Belphegor is usually summoned by humans who wish to find fame and wealth, often through invention, and with as little effort as possible. This was our story about the 7 demon princes of hell. If you liked it, please hit the like button and leave us a comment. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We are preparing many new interesting stories about everything occult and mystical. Until next time.